this is Key, and welcome back to Seduce Me. And yeah, where we left off is I think something horrible happened. But yeah, let's get into the story, shall we? So yeah. Cold. It was really cold. The rain became heavier that afternoon, accompanied by rolling thunder. Now and then, the skies had turned dark, though I couldn't see any of it under the black umbrella. Not that I was looking up, in fact. Looking up was the exact opposite of what I wanted to do. I stared at the grass beneath my feet, unable to look up at the people weeping around me. All I could see was the damp grass underneath my feet. What the fudge? Oh, okay. Well, that kind of threw me off. So yeah, I stared at the grass beneath my feet. Yes. Only the monotone ALGs that floated through my ears reminded me that I was at a funeral. It was only when the speeches ended that I finally was able to raise my head. Oh, that's so sad. So yeah, something horrible happened. A small gathering of people, mostly made of relatives that I didn't even know were related to me, were huddled around a simple small grave. For a while, all I heard was the sound of raindrops on umbrellas. If it weren't raining, everything would probably be in a heavy silence. I looked behind me, where my father was standing and holding up a large black umbrella. Oh, so sad. For our small family of 3. His face was emotionless, a strange sight next to my weeping mother. I wondered what was going through his mind. After all, etched into the smooth, gray tombstone before us was his father's name. Oh, Grandpa, I am so sad. My grandfather, the one who raised me like his own daughter, had passed away that day. Yeah, it is really sad. The ceremony was small, only close family were allowed to come. Slowly, though, people began to leave, leaving my father, mother, and me behind at the grave. A man dressed in a clean black suit under the uniform black umbrella of the funeral attendees walked towards us, introducing himself as grandfather's lawyer. Lawyer? He pulled out a few documents from his suitcase and began to read aloud its contents.
And now, I shall read Harold Anderson's last will and testament.
Sometimes I forget this thing's voice, but yeah. Only my parents and I were allowed to be present for my grandfather's will. It was under the strict request of his lawyer. Wait, I kind of wonder, do we really have to read it out here in the rain? I'm just wondering. And there was a reason why.
And to my dearest granddaughter, I give my estate. All the furniture and decor that resides within the house shall also be given to my granddaughter.
What? I couldn't believe my ears. I had earned the family estate at 18? That was impossible, and yet it was written by my own grandfather's hand.
He passed the family estate to her? Why am I not surprised?
Wow. What is wrong? Wait, are you my father? What? What?
Dear.
What the hell? Oh.
Well, did he say anything about what will become of the CEO and chairman position of the Anderson Toys Company?
No. It is presumed that the vice chairman will succeed the position.
Even to the bitter end, he wouldn't give in. Oh, what a stubborn old man.
Wow. Maybe you guys have a horrible relationship. Is that it? I just have this sudden feeling now. Shaking his head, my father turned to face my mother with a serious expression on his face.
About the estate. Should we send her there to get used to the building? It'll be a good place for her to live after high school.
Are you sure we should?
I don't even know. Well, I mean, sure, but I bet it'd be really scary. But whatever.
Why not? This would be a good experience for her.
Do you want to get rid of me that easily, Father?
Honey, what do you think?
Dots. Ellipses, I mean. I really wasn't sure what to say. Why did my grandfather think that I was the appropriate heir to that mansions? Was I even ready to live on my own? Well, 18. For me? I don't think so. But 25? Then yeah. Yeah.
Well, that seems to be it. We'll be taking our leave now. I'm sure the little heiress needs some time to adjust.
Wow, what is your problem, Father? You sound like a little child.
David!
Yeah, seriously. Even though she raised her voice, my dad wordlessly began walking back to the car disinterested. The hell? What kind of father is that?
Don't mind him, honey. I think that your grandfather's passing really affected him. Why don't we get back home for now?
Whatever. You can go on ahead and to the car, Mom. I think I need some time alone with Grandpa. Yeah.
Oh, of course. Take all the time you need.
She gave me a quick hug and hurried after my dad. I looked around the funeral grounds, which was completely empty, save for the sullen-looking grave that was laid in front of me. I'm sure that if Grandpa were in charge of arranging all of this, it would have been much different. I don't even know. Yeah? Like, happy and stuff? It was blatantly obvious that my dad was in charge of the whole event. Who else would bury their own father the same day they pass away? Oh, wow, really? That's messed up. I mean, well, not really messed up, but yeah, that's just sad. Everyone knew my grandfather's love for toys, and yet the grave was a mere stone slab on the ground, void of any children's toys. My dad didn't even bother putting flowers. Wow. Him and his father must have had a horrible relationship, huh? His disdain for my grandfather was almost pitiful. Yeah, and childish. Holy shit. What a child. Sorry, Grandpa. I tried to force out some words, but the only thing that came out was a choking sob. You told me to stay strong, but right now, I'm the farthest from it. Like that time a long time ago. Grandpa!
Oh, it's so good to see you again, sweetie.
Aw, Grandpa. I was swept into a giant bear hug, and we both left as he swung me around like an airplane. Aw, what a sweet old geezer. It was one of my favorite things about seeing my grandfather, the way he greeted me. Unlike my father, my grandfather was loving and playful, even as I grew older. Wow. Man, this guy. That's so sad. He must be yeah, that's sad. Sorry that Daddy couldn't be here today. He said that he wasn't feeling too good again. It had always been like that. Dad missed every visit to Grandpa's house, citing that he was busy with work or wasn't feeling well. Yeah, what the hell is up with that?
Is that so? Well, that's okay. Daddy can come around next time. And you're here, right?
Yeah. So, what are we doing today, Grandpa? Mommy says that there's a new what? Mommy says there's a new dessert cafe open in town. Maybe we could go?
Oh, I would love to. But I've been so busy with the company these days. We're actually working on a little something. Would you like to see?
Yeah, I mean... Yes! Oh, is that a toy?
It is. I was designing a new line of them. But I feel like something's missing. You don't think you could help me out, could you?
Of course! He placed the toy in my hands with a smile, and I inspected it carefully. It was beautifully crafted, and obviously a lot of work was put into it. There was one thing, though.
So, what do you think?
I think the heart on its chest should light up when you hug it. It'll be like it's alive, and it can be like a little nightlight before you sleep. He stroked his chin, considering my input while nodding his head. After a few moments of silent deliberation, after a few moments of deliberation, he turned to me with a chuckle.
That's a great idea. I'll get to changing it right away. You're always like my little lucky charm, dear. You always know what to add to make the perfect toy.
Yeah. Aw, I'm a lucky charm. How sweet. Well, I hope I can help. I hope I can be like you one day, Grandpa.
You want to make toys as well?
Yeah. Well, making people happy is the best feeling in the world. I don't know if I want to make toys when I grow up, though.
Don't worry too much about it. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy as well.
That makes sense. Grandpa doesn't think of it in the same way, though.
Your father. I'm sure he just wants the best for you.
I'm not so sure about that.
Sweetie, look at me.
He bent down to look at me eye level. At me eye level? He bent down to look at me eye level. With a serious look on his face.
As much as your father may say something that doesn't make sense now, you must remember that he's always thinking about you. He loves you. There's no doubt about that. And you need to love him just as equally.
I guess. Alright. Even though he's a total... I don't hate Daddy. I really do love him. I don't know why he's like this, though.
Your father and I have had some difficulties with each other in the past. But it's nothing that you should be concerned about.
I'm sort of concerned. I want to know what the hell happened between you two. Like, give me the details. I mean, if you want to, Grandpa. I've had heard tidbits of this from my mother and various other people. The only people who had stayed quiet were my grandfather and father. Oops. Both of them refrained from saying a word on the subject matter, but it was clear that whatever happened set up a wall between them. All the way to the end, it seems. It's hard, though, trying to pretend as if nothing were wrong.
However, no matter what, you have to stay strong. You're a big girl already, and, well, there'll come a day when it seems like it's you against the world. But always remember that your family and friends will be here with you.
Aw, that's so sad. Aw, that's sweet.
Daddy, Mommy, your friends at school, me. We'll stand together to get through it.
Aw. How can you be so sure of that?
Because we'll be right here and here.
He pointed his finger to my head first and then pointed to my chest.
So stay strong. Promise?
Oh, okay, I promise. For a moment, he looked almost sad, pleading, but as quickly as it had come, the expression disappeared from his face, and he was all smiles and once again. Promise! Upon hearing that, Grandpa let out a great burst of laughter and stood up.
All right then. Enough of that. How about I whip up some special homemade dessert? I know I can't accompany you at that new cafe, but we sure can talk and eat while I cook and do some paperwork.
Homemade dessert? I'll race you to the kitchen!
Hey, slow down there. I'm not what I used to be.
Oh. You rolled me the very home I loved to see you in. Why? Why would you think I would be ready to take it? Especially after this. A surge of anger bubbled within me, but I quickly swallowed it. There was no use in getting mad, especially when the person in question was no longer there. I'm sorry. It's hard to stay calm when you've left me with so many questions, especially about what happened between you and Dad. What am I doing, talking to a grave? My vision blurred and I suddenly realized that I was crying. My face heated up as tears rolled down my cheeks. I'll bring you some flowers later. I miss you, Grandpa. I'll try my best to fulfill my promise I gave to you, even if the world might be turned against me. I left the grave, wiping my tears hastily so my parents wouldn't see. Oh, very sad.
Well, it's time to head back home. I'll cook up your favorite lasagna when we get home, okay?
Oh, is it lots of cheese? I love lots of cheese lasagna. Oh, and the creamy sauce. I forgot what it's called. Thanks, Mom. However, my dad didn't speak the entire drive home. I wanted to talk to him, but after his moment at the funeral, I wasn't sure if that was a good idea.
It's about time we took off those dreary black clothes.
Wow. Sheesh. The hell's your... Whatever. Gathering my courage, I decided then that it was time to talk. Dad, could I ask you something?
Go ahead.
What? Why do you want me to move into the States so soon?
I thought I made that rather clear. The college near your grandfather's house is well known for its business program. You are planning to major in business, yes? Right after you graduate from high school, you'll just live there and can easily commute to and from school. It's a perfect fit for you.
But it's so sudden. You just decided so quickly right after the funeral.
Don't be so sensitive. If you're like that in the real world, you'll be crushed.
I'm just saying that maybe we could talk a bit more about my future. In reply, my father rubbed his temples and sighed quietly.
After you graduate from college, you'll work at Anderson Family Toys. I have connections since I am part of the board of directors, so you will be guaranteed a spot. That is what we talked about before, yes?
But what if...
Stop mumbling!
But what if I don't want to work there?
Don't be silly. It's the family company. Our company. I'm not just going to hand it over to some incompetent vice chairman.
He came closer to me and his face softened.
Look, this is all for the best, okay? You may not know it right now, but you will appreciate it later.
For some reason, when I heard him say that, something snapped in me. I wasn't exactly sure what it was, but it made me feel so angry. Do you even care that Grandpa passed away?
Of course I do.
Well, everything seems fine and dandy to you. Things couldn't be better.
Excuse me? I don't like your tone, young lady.
It's nothing. It's like nothing even happened at all. Like you just ignored the fact that he's no longer here.
Do not raise your voice at me.
What did he ever do to you to deserve this? My father, his face hardened, crossed his arms, and erupted in angry laughter.
Ha! You sure place him upon a pedestal, like he's some kind of venerated god or something. It makes me sick.
Let me get my more actingness in. Is that it? Are you happy seeing Grandfather dead? While everyone was grieving, were you holding yourself back from laughing in everyone's faces? Did you feel just a bit happier seeing him lie in the graveyard? And I got slapped in the face, maybe. A flash of rage crossed his face, and he whipped the back of his hand across my cheek.
You don't know anything!
Boom.
Running your mouth like somehow you know everything that went on, when you're just a little girl that doesn't know how to keep her mouth shut! You did not know my father! You did not know what he was capable of!
Is everything all right? What happened?
Nothing. I'm not hungry. I think I'll just go upstairs. Wow.
Honey, wait!
I quickly turned and ran up the stairs to my room, slamming the door behind me. My breath came in short pants, and for a while I just leaned against the door to my bedroom, eventually sliding down to sit against it. Oh, the emo! Oh, the pain! Oh, that's so sad. How did things become like this? My cheek still throbbed, and I tentatively stood up and looked at the mirror to see how it looked. Hopefully it doesn't bruise. What am I saying? Tears formed in the corners of my eyes, but I blinked them back rapidly. I couldn't cry for the second time today. I had to be stronger than that.
Are you alright? Your father told me nothing happened, but you know your father.
I'm fine. I just lost my appetite.
The lasagna's done, though. And I don't want you skipping any meals. Are you sure?
Yeah, don't worry about me, Mom. I'll come downstairs later to eat.
You're not telling me the whole story.
I just don't want to eat right now.
Please, dear. Tell me what's going on. I wish you would tell me why you're being like this.
Yeah, my dad slapped me in the face. That's pretty abusive, I have to say. Dots.
I wanted to tell her. A part of me was screaming to tell her what Dad had done. At the same time, I knew she couldn't fix anything. Besides, I was moving out regardless. I remained silent. Letting the event remain in the past.
Well, I'll leave your food on the table if you want to eat it later.
Finally, my mom left me alone. It was strange to think that she was only a few inches away from me, only separated by a single wooden door. I really didn't know what to do. I needed to do something, anything to get my mind off of what just happened.
Oh, I'm getting into this. I'm sorry. So yeah. Wow, our dad's pretty unbearably rude, I have to say. And yeah, that's kind of sad, you know. Wow. Yeah.
Anything would be better than... Oh, whoopsies. Anything would be better than thinking any more about the pain still radiating from my cheek. I was going to move into my grandfather's house tomorrow. I should probably pack my stuff so I would be prepared for tomorrow. Yeah, that was a good idea. I should start packing. I opened the closet, rummaging around for a while before I finally found 2 large bags, pulling them out onto the floor of my room. I then began to empty my dressers and cabinets so that I could bring all my things with me. I didn't have much to bring other than just clothes and some toiletries. It was kind of bizarre that I didn't have many personal belongings. It wasn't like my luggage was completely devoid of them, but I certainly didn't have many things in my room that I would miss if I just suddenly left the house. I shook my head to rid myself of those thoughts. If it were going to be my new home, it would have to feel like it. One way or another, I was going to make it a home.
Oh, okay. That came out of nowhere. Yeah, cell phone, ringing, vibrating in my pocket. I slid my phone out of my pocket and answered it while slowly easing myself into my bed. Who could possibly be calling? Yeah, who's calling?
Hey, Anderson, you there?
Oh, hey, Suzu.
Is everything alright? We were worried about you, so we decided to call.
Dots.
Hello?
I'm really glad you guys called. My voice managed to come out, though it was only a whisper.
What happened? Are you okay?
Well, I slowly began to tell him about the funeral that afternoon. A small silence followed when I was done recounting what happened, and to myself, Naomi finally spoken up.
I can't begin to imagine how you must be feeling right now. I'm so sorry. Do you want us to come over right now?
No, it's okay. My dad isn't even in a good mood. So, could we just keep talking on the phone like this?
Of course! We'd stay on the phone until the crack of dawn. Right, Suzu?
Yeah. We're always here if you need us. After all, we wouldn't be the awesome triple threat trio without you, right?
Trio.
Yeah.
Triple threat trio? That sounds like the name of a gang.
No. It's not even that bad.
Yeah! I mean, we're all taking on the world together. We've got to sound somewhat scary, or else no one's going to take us seriously.
What's with you and naming things?
I don't even know.
You've got to step up your game, Naomi. Following behind the cool kids like Anderson and me. Tisk tisk. Hey! I'm a cool kid! If anything, I'd say you have to step up your game.
Nah. We chattered cheerfully about all sorts of things. Very soon, I had forgotten about the events that day and was engaged in conversation about Naomi's favorite TV show. Some program called Harlock. Captain Harlock? Oh, sorry. No, wait, it's Herlock. You mean Sherlock, right? We all agreed that the actor playing the titular character certainly had a very distinctive look about him, with that long overcoat and scarf wrapped around his neck. Okay, Doctor Who. We had many disagreements of who we thought was the coolest character. Yeah, he has really high cheekbones and his eyes are pretty, though I do have to say I prefer Watson. Oh, come on. Okay, fine. Watson, right? And as a bonus, his actor is just so sassy. Yeah, he is. I looked at the clock hanging on the wall and realized how late it was. Whoa, it's already 1 o'clock a.m.? Sorry for keeping you guys up so late. I think I'll go hit the hay for tonight. See you guys at school tomorrow. I should probably shower and go to bed. I can't believe I stayed up this late just to talk to my friends. But it was really nice. Well, to the bathroom I go. I took a relaxing shower. Nothing beat hot water and the feeling of being clean. Okay. After drying myself. Wow. I think I should stop here, but okay. Let's just take it longer. I promptly dressed in my pajamas and crawled into bed. Ah, nice hot shower after a long day. I'm so glad to finally be in bed. It had been a really long day. I knew that I was wishing for something to change back in class, but I certainly wasn't expecting any of the things that happened today. And I have to go back to school tomorrow. Ugh. I curled up on my side and tightly wrapped blah blah blah. Yeah, around the blankets around me. I really wasn't in the mood to be returning to school, but my dad probably would make me go just for the sake of it. It's time to go to sleep. I reached out to my lamp and nightstand to turn off the lights. Yep. However, my mind was so lost in the passing of my grandfather and the thought of inheriting something so big that it haunted my mind the entire night until next morning. Yeah, I think it's time for me to stop here. I went past where I'm supposed to pass. So yeah, where I'm supposed to be. So yeah, next time, okay? Thank you. Bye.